Now the idea here is that the entire consecration, once it begins, before that, the Ram Lalla idol is going to be taken around the mandir, and also to ensure that there is, the follow of all the rituals, as a lot of these saints have also been indicating. The idea is also to ensure that the first glimpse of the Ram Lalla idol will only and only be available on the 22nd, and that's why we see this vehicle carrying the Ram Lalla idol that was earlier parked, at one of the corners in Ayodhya. In fact, we also saw one of those still pictures guarded by a lot of security is finally being moved out, and it's heading towards the mandir, where it is going to be taking a round before the Pran Pratishtha takes place. Both Rakshita and also Priyanka continue to stay with us. The Abhijit Mahurat on the 22nd is what has been picked up for the Pran Pratishtha. And, Priyanka, when you look at these images, you actually get goosebumps, because you are seeing, both of you, I think, are very, very lucky ladies, Rakshita and Priyanka there, because you are part of history. A lot of people might want to be there at this moment, but like it says कि जब तक भगवान नहीं बुलाते हैं वहाँ नहीं पहुँच पाते Priyanka. So considering that भगवान ने प्रियंका और रक्षिता दोनों को बुलाया है, but interesting also because you're seeing this entire movement, the entire journey and the consecration ceremony, the devotion that begins. Now, give me more idea, Priyanka, of what we saw. This is a movement that has begun of that ordinary looking truck, but that is carrying the Ram Lalla idol that moved on from one of the corners of the Ayodhya city. It's headed towards the Ram Mandir. What happens next, Priyanka?
Well, Deepti, in fact, this journey began over 8 to 9 months ago when Arun Yogiraj had been also given this task of making that idol, and how we have spoken to his family members and how he used to be holed up in a warehouse and he used to make that sculptor, and he was away from his phone. He sometimes would, skip meals, and he would just sculpt the sculpture, and he was just holed up in his warehouse there in Ramkatha Kunj. And, every day he would just, take the name of Lord Ram, as you pointed out, and then he would go back to work, and for 6 to 8 months continuously that sculptor had been made. Now let us take our viewers through the journey of how the sculptor had been selected upon, because there were sketches that had been made by the architects, and then of course the trust members had also kept in mind the spiritual divinity and the innocence part of it, because they said that the idol is that of Ram Lalla, and that it needs to look like a 5-year-old child, which has the innocence of course, but also divinity, because this is the statue of a god, and that is the criteria over which this scripture had been, these sketches had been made. And then of course broad strokes had been given to the 3 sculptors, out of which let us talk about Arun Yogiraj's journey of how he made that sculptor. Now post that, we are also, we saw these off the record moments of the trust members and of the seers who had seen this idol, and how they would spend their time after coming out of the warehouse, where they would visit the idol, see the idol, and how they would congratulate Arun Yogiraj, really broad smiles on their faces. These are some of the moments that we have been able to see off the record as well, because cameras were not allowed. As you pointed out, the idol cannot be captured in the camera. In fact, we were able to find out where this idol had been kept in that warehouse in Ramkatha Kunj, and there were 5 curtains that had been put in front of the idol, and then there was a huge gate which was locked, and there were 3 security guards outside of that gate guarding that entire idol as well. No one was allowed to have a glimpse. Now, to give our viewers some sense of how this idol was selected and why this entire route that the idol is crossing out right now in that truck, because earlier there was a huge meeting, Deepti, of the entire government machinery, of the collector, of the DM, of the SP, of all of the government machinery, in fact together, and the trust members, to essentially decide upon how that entire idol will be, if it will be allowed for that idol to carry out that parikrama, as far as the customs and rituals are concerned, for the idol to carry out that parikrama in the city of the temple, where the temple in which it will be also installed. So that is the ritual. But in that government machinery, in fact, had stated that there will be a huge law and order situation, there will be a huge chaos, because each and every person of Ayodhya would want to see the idol, would want to touch the idol, and that they will not be able to control that entire crowd. And that is why the parikrama was not allowed in the entire city. Now, these are verbatim statements that we have been able to get from the people here and the police officials as well. Now, that is why this truck has been completely covered and is being taken from the place where the Anushthan was being carried out, and now is going to be taken straight to the temple, will be installed inside of the temple on that Makrana marble throne that has been prepared for Ram Lalla. In fact, the Muhurat has also been decided, Deepthi. It is on 18th of January that the idol will be also installed on that Makrana marble throne that has been prepared as well. Now, we also see that inside of the temple, there are pathways that have been made, and inside of the temple premises itself, the idol will be carrying out a parikrama of over 100 meters, because they cannot do that in the entire city, which is why the parikrama will then be carried out inside of the temple premises, and that's when, after which, the idol will be placed inside of the temple in the Garbhagriha, in the Sanctum Sanctorum, post which, of course, the idol will have a blindfold on the face, as per the rituals, as per the customs. And after the Pran Pratishtha, as we have been hearing about this, after the Pran Pratishtha in the Sanctum Sanctorum, there will be 5 people who will be present. That is the Prime Minister, the UP Governor Anandiben Patel, the UP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, the main saints Nritya Gopal Das, and RSS Chief Mohan Bhagwat as well. Now, in the presence of these people, the blindfold of the idol will be removed, and there will be a mirror that will be shown to the idol. Now, this is another custom that will be followed, which has also been detailed to us by the trust members and the seers and saints who are going to be carrying out this Pran Pratishtha, and this particular ritual as well that will be carried out for the idol to be placed inside of the Sanctum Sanctorum. Now, of course, the main part of it is going to be the consecration ceremony that will be carried out on 22nd of January. But the journey of the idol, now, till yesterday, we had been seeing, Deepthi, that the idol, in fact, is first immersed in water, then in milk, then in ghee, then in food grains, and then there is also a ceremony of sorts where the sculptor apologizes to the idol. In fact, to essentially show that if there is any kind of disrespect to the idol, the sculptor and the trust members or anybody that has touched the idol apologizes to the idol. This is a ritual, and that had been done yesterday. And now today, after this entire ritual has been carried out, from the place where the Anushthan was being carried out, the truck has now left and going towards the Ram Janmabhoomi temple. Now, as I pointed out, will now be carrying out the parikrama as well, Deepthi.
Okay.
Brace yourselves for a revolutionary leap into the world of news with the Republic World app. We are not merely presenting a news app. We at Republic TV are ushering in a new era of digital news consumption. The Republic World mobile app has the essence of power of breaking news and the heartbeat of our impactful shows seamlessly integrated into a singular dynamic platform for you. Join us, viewers, in an experience that goes beyond conventional news reporting. Don't merely witness the news, become a part of it. Download the Republic World app, now available on both the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store.